I'd like to welcome all those who have just joined Anago Maths for the first time, and I'd like to give a big up to all of you. We're going to look at writing algebraic fraction as a single fraction in its simplest form. So what we want to do with this example is we have two separate algebraic fractions. We want to put it together as one. So we're going to use the upside down table method. So you imagine a table. If you imagine a table, and imagine that to be a chair next to it, you turn the table upside down. So you multiply 3x times 5, or you do 5 times 3x. After that, you do 2 times x plus 1. Make sure the x plus 1 is in brackets, all over x plus 1 times 3x. That goes in the denominator. 5 times 3x is 15x. Remove the bracket. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. And you can remove the bracket in the denominator. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 1 is 3x. In the numerator, you add the common terms. 15x plus 2x gives you 17x. And the 2 stays the same. So you can write your answer like this, or you can write the answer without expanding the denominator, like that. So those two are correct. This is another question which is also common in exams, and it has to do with factorize. Factorize means put them in brackets. Put in brackets. And this one, you look on the left-hand term and the right term. So this is the left and that's the right. You can write it all x plus y all squared. That means you write it twice, 1, 2, plus 3 bracket x plus y. So you look on the first term and look on the second term. What do you see that is common? I have highlighted it in green. You take what is common out of the bracket and write it once. What are you left in the first one? You're left with x plus y. And the plus sign stays the same. What are you left with the second term? You're left with 3. That's your answer. So x plus y in one bracket, and then x plus y plus 3 is in another bracket. So try and remember this for exams. It tends to come in exams often. And when I mark the exam, students tend to fail this type of factorizing. Welcome back to Anago Maths. And a huge big it up to those joining it for the first time. Here are two rectangles. Rectangle A, rectangle B. The length for A is 4x, the width is 2.5. And for B, the length is 7 and the width is 2x minus 7. All measurements are in centimeters. The area of rectangle A is equal to the area of rectangle B. Work out the perimeter of rectangle B. If you notice, when I have things that involves lots of words, I highlight area of rectangle A, highlight equal to, highlight area of rectangle B, highlight perimeter. Those are the important words for this question. So the first thing I want to do is find the area of rectangle A. Area of rectangle is given by the length times the width. The length is 4x and the width is 2.5. So 4x times 2.5. In your calculator, 4 times 2.5 would give you 10, and you write the x, so that gives you 10x. Now we want to find the area of rectangle B. Area of rectangle B is given by the length times the width. The length, we can say 7, times the width is 2x minus 3. Put the 2x minus 3 in brackets because you treat it as one thing. And then remove the brackets. 7 times 2 is 14x. 7 times minus 3 is minus 21. Now the question says, I've colored it in green. Area of rectangle A is equal to the area of rectangle B. So you write that down. Area of A is equal to area of B. Put the symbols. 10x is equal to 14x minus 21. Now you need to solve that linear equation. To solve this linear equation, you put all the x on one side and put all the numbers on one side. So I want to put all the x to the right. So I take plus 10x to the right-hand side. It becomes minus 10x. I'll take minus 21 to the left-hand side. It becomes plus 21. So minus 21 comes to the left. It becomes plus 21. Plus 10x goes to the right. It becomes minus 10x. So now we have 21 on the left and 10x minus 14x minus 10x on the left, on the right side. So 14 minus 10, it gives you 4x. So now to get x, 4x means 4 times x. To get x is 21 divided by 4. Though no need to put it in decimal. You got x as 21 over 4. No need to change it to mixed number. Now we want to get 4x. If we need to get that, we don't need to get that because we're not finding the area of triangle B. But let's just work it out anyway. 4x would mean 4 times 21 over 4, which gives you 21. 2x minus 3, we put 21 over 4 times 2 minus 3, it gives you 7.5. So for the rectangle B, we have 7.57. Add all 4 of them, it gives you a perimeter of 29. The diagram shows a right-angled triangle. All the measurements are in centimeters. The area of the triangle is 27.5 centimeters squared. Work out the length of the shortest side of the triangle. You must show all your working. So area of a triangle is half times base times height. So we're told the area is 27.5 is equals to half times, we use x minus 2 as the base and use x plus 4 as the height. So 27.5 times 2 gives us 55. 55 is equals to x minus 2 times x plus 4. Expand the bracket. You get x times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 4 is 8. Put minus 4x minus 2x, it gives you minus 6x. We take 55 to the right-hand side. Plus 55 goes to the right, becomes minus 55. So minus 8 minus 55, it gives you minus 63. So x squared minus 6x minus 63 is equals to 0. It is a quadratic, and we need to solve the quadratic using a calculator. So to solve that quadratic using your calculator, it's x squared plus 2x minus 8 minus 55. 2x
No, it's not fair.
Minus 55 and minus 8 will give you minus 63. So A is 1, B is 2, and C is minus 3. And when you put that in your calculator, you will get x1 is 7, and then x2 is minus 9. So if you do not have this graphics calculator, you can use the Casio Classfix calculator. So you can come and see me, and I'll show you how to do it. Or you can watch one of my videos on how to use the Casio Classfix calculator to solve quadratic equation. But basically, you get the value for A, which is 1. B is 2. C is minus 63. And choose polynomial function 2 to solve it. So very, very important here. 4x minus 2x, it gives you the plus 2x. So you're going to choose the answer of x equals to 7. Substitute that, 7 minus 2 will give you 5. So your answer is 5. You ignore x is minus 9 because minus 9 minus 2 will give you a negative number and you cannot have a negative length. And when you, as an examiner, when we mark the exams, if you give an answer of 5 with no supportive working, you will get no mark. Remember that. If you give an answer of 5 with no supportive working, like I have shown here, you will get no mark. If you use trial and improvement method and you identify the value of 7 and the shortest side is 5, you will get all the 4 marks. Very, very important. Show your working. Make A the subject of A plus 3 equals to 2A plus 7 over R. You want A to be on its own. That's what it means by make A the subject. So it's divide by R on the right-hand side. And if you take divide by arrow to the left side, it becomes times R. Opposite of divide, inverse of divide is times. Divide by arrow goes to the other side, becomes times. So arrow times A plus 3 in bracket is equal to 2A plus 7. You remove the bracket. Arrow times A is RA. Arrow times 3 is 3R. We put all the ones with A to the left side. So plus 2A comes to the left, it becomes minus 2A. Plus R goes to the right, it becomes minus R. So plus 3R goes to the right, becomes minus 3R. Plus 2A comes to the left, it becomes minus 2A. Now we got all the A on the left, all the terms with A. Factorize. A is common. Take A out of the bracket. You're left with R minus 2 is equals to 7 minus R. This is A times bracket R minus 2. We'll take R minus 2 to the left, to the right side, and it becomes 7 minus 3R over R minus 2, and that gives you the answer. Make Q the subject of the formula. You can pause the video and try it first, and then you come back and check your answer. Welcome back. To make P the subject, I've highlighted P. You want P on its own. So you imagine you have to remove the S and remove the R. So imagine the S is like your shoes and the R is your socks. So first thing first, we have to remove the S. So take plus S to the left side, it becomes minus S. So Q minus S equals to P over R. Take the divide by R on the right to the left, it becomes times R. So you can leave your answer as P equals to R bracket Q minus S, or you can remove the bracket. P equals to R times Q, which would be QR, and R times S, which would be RS. So you do it in this particular order. Remove the S and then remove the R. So you remove your shoes and then you remove the socks. You cannot remove the socks before the shoes. Try it. Try to remove your socks before you remove your shoes. Make T the subject of the formula. K is equals to 2 bracket T plus 3 over T minus 3. You can pause the video now and go and try it. And when you're ready, you come back to compare your answer. Okay, welcome back. What we want to do, we want to make T the subject. So let's take, it's divide by T minus 3 on the right-hand side. We take it to the left. When you take it to the left, it becomes times T minus 3. So K times bracket T minus 3 is equals to 2T plus 6. Remove the bracket. 2 times T is 2T, and 2 times 3 is 6. Remove the bracket on the left. K times T is KT. K times minus 3 is minus 3kt. We put all the ones with t on the left. Plus 2t comes to the left, it becomes minus 2t. Minus 3k goes to the right, it becomes plus 3k. We factorize, there's t here and there's t here. We take t out of the bracket. So t bracket k minus 2 is equal to 6 plus 3k. It's t times that, so we divide by k minus 2. So t is equal to 6 plus 3k divided by k minus 2. Expand and simplify. 5 bracket p plus 3 minus 2 bracket 1 minus 2p. Remove the bracket. 5 times p is 5p. 5 times 3 is 15. Minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. Don't forget this minus. Don't forget this minus 2. And minus 2 times minus 2p becomes plus 2. Do not forget this minus and this minus. Minus and the minus will make that plus. 2 times 2 give you the 4 and the p. When I mark the exams every year, students forget that minus. So put the like terms together. This one has p, 5p, and 4p. 5 plus 4 is 9, 9p. 15 take away 2 is 13. So 9p plus 13. Simplify fully. Square root of a plus square root of 4 times b. Bracket square root of a minus 2 would be. We use FOIF for first, outer, inner, and last. First is square root of a times square root of a. You write it like that. Square root of a times square root of a. Outer, square root of a times minus 2 would be. So you write it as square root of a times square root of 2 square root of b. And don't forget the minus. Inner, square root of 4b times square root of a. You write it like that. And last, square root of 4b times square root 2 would be, and don't forget the minus. Now, square root of a times square root of a is just a, because square root of a is like a to the half. Square root of a is a to the half. When you times them, you add the power. A to the half plus half. Half plus half is 1, so it's a to the 1. Did you see that? If you blink, you miss it. Let's try the next one. Square root of a times square root of b. You can put them, square root of a times square root of b, you put them under 1 as square root of ab, like that. Same for this one. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of b times square root of a, square root of ab. So it's minus 2ab plus 2ab is 0. And square root of 4 is 2. Square root of b times square root of b. Watch this one. You blink, you miss it. Square root of b is b to the half times b to the half is b to the half plus half, which is b to the 1. That gives you b. That's b then. So you end up with a minus 4b. Here are the first 7 terms of a quadratic sequence. 3, 6, 11, 18, 27, 38, 51. Find an expression in terms of n for the n term of the sequence. Now, I'm using this formula in this yellow box. N term of a quadratic sequence. The quadratic sequence is in the form, the n term is given as an squared plus bn plus c. We need to find a, b, c. What are we finding? A, b, and c. Where a, b, and c satisfy the following equations. 2a is equals to second difference, constant term. 3a plus b, second term minus first. And a plus b plus c equals to the first term. I'll tell you what that means. 6 minus 3 is 3. 11 minus 6 is 5. 18 minus 11 is 7. 27 minus 18, 9. 38 minus 27, 11. 51 minus 38, 13. So this is called the first difference. 5 minus 3, 2. 7 minus 5, 2. 9 minus 7, 2. 11 minus 9, 2. 13 minus 11, 2. It's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. The second difference is 2. So we write this formula. The second difference is a constant, always a constant. So take that second difference. So write 2a is equals to that 2. And that means a is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So got a is 1. Remember, we are looking for a, b, and c. Now a is 1. What do we need to find? B. We know 3a plus b is second term minus first. Second term is 6. First is 3. So 3a plus b is equals to 3 because it's second term minus first. We know a is 1. Put a is 1. So 3 times 1 plus b is 3. So b would be 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. So got b is 0. So we know a is 1, b is 0. What we left is to find c. We know a plus b plus c is the first term. The first term is 3. So that means a plus b plus c equals to 3. Do we know a? Yes, is 1. Do we know b? Yes, is 0. 1 plus 0 plus c is equals to 3. That means c is 3. Now we've got a, b, c. So put a is 1, b is 0, c is 2. 0 times n is 0, so that goes. So you have just n squared plus 2, and that's the n term. Find the 50th term of this sequence. N term is n squared plus 2. So 50th means n is 50. 50th term, we put 50 for n. Sub n will replace n with 50. 50 squared is 2,500 plus 2, 2,502. Given that 9 to the minus a half is equals to 27 to the 1 over 4 divided by 3 to the power x plus 9. Yes, so this would probably one of the hardest of the questions so far. And find the exact value of x. And I think lots of students who get this type are those who will be definitely be getting their grade 9s. So we want to change 9. We want to change all of them to the base 3. You can see there 9, 27, 3. 9, 27, 3. We want to make all of them 3. This one is already 3 and make that 3. So 9 is the same as 3 times 3 or 3 squared. And the minus a half stays the same. So 2 times minus a half, 2 times minus a half will give you minus 1. So it gives you 1 over 3. So we can change this to 1 over 3 or 3 to the minus 1. Now 27 to the 1 over 4. 27 is 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So 3 to the power 3 times the 1 over 4. It gives you 3 over 4. So it's 27 is to the 1 over 4 is 3 to the 3 over 4. Now we've got 3 there, 3 there, 3 there. So this becomes minus 1 is equals to 3 over 4 minus x plus 1. When you divide, you subtract. Now you remove the bracket. Don't forget this minus. Imagine there's a 1 there. Minus 1 times x minus x. Minus 1 times plus 1 gives you minus 1. Now 3 over 4 minus 1. 3/4 minus 1. It gives you minus 1/4. Now we take minus 1/4 and add it to minus 1. It gives you, you take the minus x to the left, it becomes plus x. Take the minus 1 to the right, it becomes plus 1. Did you see that? Minus x goes to the left, it becomes plus x. Minus 1 comes to the right, it becomes plus 1. Now, this is like 1 minus a quarter. You can swap their positions. Like 1 minus a quarter, which is 3/4. And that's your answer. Simplify c cubed d to the power 4 over c squared d. You can pause the video now and come back when you're ready to check your answer. Welcome back. C cubed is c 1, 2, 3 c's. D to the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. C squared is 1, 2, and G is just 1. Now we can cancel. Cancel means whatever you see at the top and you see at the bottom, you cancel it. There's 2 C's there, we cancel and cancel those 2 C's. Cancel that D, cancel that D. What are we left at the top? C, D, D, D. C and 3D, which we can write as CD cubed. Make G the subject of the formula. We can square both sides. So it becomes T squared is equals to G plus 6 over 2. Because when you square the right-hand side, the square will cancel with that power half. Remember that is like G plus 6 over 2 to the power half. And if you square that, half times 2, it gives you 1. So that's what we got. So 2 divided by 2 goes to the left, it becomes times 2. So 2t squared equals to G plus 6. We want to get G on its own, so we remove the plus 6. Opposite of plus 6 is minus 6. So it's 2t squared minus 6 is equals to G. The n term of a sequence is 2n squared minus 1. The n term of a different sequence is 40 minus n squared. Show that there is only one number that is in both of these sequences, and you use your calculator, or you can do it one at a time, just like I have done. So we'll start with 2n squared minus 1. We put n is 1, so 2 times 1 squared minus 1 is 1. Put n is 2, 2 times 2 squared minus 1 is 7. Put n is 3, 2 times 3 squared minus 1 equals to 17. Remember, we're putting that, replacing n each time. Put 4, 2 times 4 squared minus 1 is 31. You put 5, n is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get all these answers. We go to the next one, 40 minus n squared. You put n is 1, 2 times 1, 40 minus 1 times 1 is 39. Put 2, 40 minus 2 times 2 is 36. Put 3, 40 minus 3 times 3 is 31. Put 4, 40 minus 4 times 4 is 24. Put 5, 40 minus 5 times 5 is 15, and so on until you start getting negatives. Now it wants to show that there's only one number found in both lists. Look at this first list and look at this next list. What number is found in both of them? Yes, you guessed it right, 31. Simplify. 2n plus 6n over 2. We could just do 2n plus 6n is 8n. 8n divided by 2 is 4n. That's so quick. But guess what I did here as well? I did factorize 2n out. You left with 1 plus 3, which 2 will cancel with that 2. 1 plus 3 is 4. So you just have 4 and n, which you get 4n. So you can do it a quick way or a long way. 2 plus 6 is 8, n divided by 2, that gives you 4n. Or you can do it this way. Factorize fully. The word here is fully. Most students factorize this, but they don't do it fully. Fully means you have to use the highest common factor. Highest common factor for 6 and 9 is 3. So 9 is the same as 3 times 3. And then there's that x, there's an x. 6 is the same as 3 times 2. And then there's that x. What is the highest common factor is 3. So 3 comes out and x comes out. What are you left with? 3x. What are you left with there? 2. So it's 3x bracket 3x plus 2.